Cavs did agree to a trade. Won't be official for until next week. They have agreed to trade Isaac Okoro to the Bulls for Lonzo Ball. Ball is under contract for $10 million this year, club option for $10 million next year. Okoro owed $11 million this upcoming season, 11.8 the year after that. Obviously, Cavs fans with some thoughts on this trade.
Yeah, hi Dave, hi everybody. Guitar Chic from Ohio. I'm just calling about the Lonzo Ball trade for Isaac Boro. Do you think that's a good thing? Sounds like it. And the second question is, what other things would you do for the bench? I'm thinking Al Horford and Luke Cornett are available. They're unrestricted free agents. Could either one of them work for our bench and maybe even replace Tristan Thompson, who I still love and always be happy about our championship? But just thinking of the future, and if either of those would either be an upgrade, I would think Cornett would be a good upgrade, but he might command too much money. Just wondering. Thanks a lot. Have a great day. Bye.
As always, appreciate all of the voicemails. Let's welcome in Ethan Sands, Cavs beat reporter for the Plain Dealer, cleveland.com. So, Ethan, let's go. Your reaction to that, and we'll get into the second part of the question or the voicemail a little bit. But the Ball trade.
I think it was a good option. I think it honestly might have been the best trade option that the Cavs could have done with what they had available to start the offseason. Obviously, the Cavs are going to miss Isaac Okoro's defense, but what you get in return is a quick pace 6'6" guard in Lonzo Ball who can run the floor, who can facilitate, who can dribble on his own, and who has the confidence and the demeanor to be able to make an impact on the offensive end for the Cleveland Cavaliers. And he's not going to be slighted on the defensive end either. We know that Isaac Okoro is one of the best on-ball defenders in the NBA. Lonzo Ball is not to that level, not to that tier, but he's still an above average guard. So I think this is getting a little bit more on the offensive end than getting less for Isaac Okoro. And when we talk about the playoffs, Isaac was ignored on multiple different playoff runs by opposing teams, and this gives the Cavs a more reliable offensive option, especially when you talk about someone that can bring up the ball and get into the painted area and drive and kick and all these things in Lonzo Ball. I think he's a guy that fits into Kenny Atkinson's scheme perfectly.
Obviously, injuries are concerned. The Cavs must feel he's beyond that. You know, he hasn't played a lot the last couple of years.
Yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right. Lonzo Ball has played 35 games in the span of 2-3 years now. But the realistic approach for this team is that Lonzo Ball is healthy. He's having one of the first healthy off seasons that he's had in a very long time. And even the Cavs tried to inquire about Lonzo Ball at the trade deadline. So this has been a player that they've been looking into liking for a long time. So Lonzo Ball, we know that he needs to be healthy to make that impact. But if he's healthy, I think he's one of the best pickups that the Cavs could have made this offseason.
So voicemailer also asking about backup centers, basically, and that's a very good question. That's where the Cavs are likely looking. She mentioned Horford. We've heard his name linked to the Warriors. What are your thoughts? Some guys that the Cavs may target that are realistic in free agency.
Yeah, there's guys in the free agency like Thomas Bryant, Jericho Sims, Paul Reed, Mason Plumlee, all these different NBA free agent options that the Cavs can offer the veteran minimum that are not likely to get multiple offers that might be a little bit heavier than what the Cavs are permitted to give based on the second apron and what they are dealing with that. So I do think that Luke Cornett would be the better option of the two, and Al Horford and Luke Cornett as the caller might have provided. But I do think that if you talk about Luke Cornett as a guy that's not going to get a whole lot of minutes, it's basically just an enforcer, a screener, and a rebounder. And that's basically what he was able to do with the Boston Celtics. Maybe he takes a little bit of a pay cut to come and chase a ring with the Cleveland Cavaliers. I could see that as an option, but we don't know until free agency opens up in just about an hour.